If you feel like you're standing in the middle of your life wondering, how did I get here and what now? I want you to hear this. You are not alone. You are not behind, and you are absolutely not broken. Right now, so many women, smart, successful, ambitious women, are waking up to a quiet sense of disconnection. You've done everything right. You've checked all the boxes, and you've built a good life, maybe even a great one. But inside, something feels off. And to make matters worse, the world around you is more uncertain than ever. Companies are restructuring, layoffs are rippling through industries, budgets are tightening, and cultures are shifting. The rules are changing faster than anyone can keep up. Even if your job is secure, the landscape doesn't feel steady. And if you've been impacted directly by a layoff or organizational shift, the ground may feel like it's disappeared beneath you. And you're not just worried about what's next, you're also grieving what was. You might be questioning your identity, your worth, your choices. You might be feeling guilty for wanting more or ashamed for not feeling grateful enough. And at the same time, a quiet voice inside you is asking, what if this is my moment to finally figure out what I really want? And that's what this episode is about. Not survival, not settling, but stepping into a new chapter with clarity, conviction, and confidence. I'm going to walk you through 3 powerful, practical steps to help you start making sense of where you are and start moving toward where you want to be. So, first, name your now. When everything feels murky, it's tempting to just leap ahead to job boards, to endless Google searches, to coffee chats and resume edits. And while there's a time for all of that, it doesn't start there. It starts here with a deep, honest pause to take stock of where you actually are. Naming your now means telling the truth, not the polished version you tell others, not the brave face you put on in meetings or school pickup lines, the real truth, the messy, sometimes contradictory reality of what you're experiencing. So I suggest start with these 5 questions. First, what's working for me now? Maybe you say, I still light up when I'm mentoring younger colleagues. It reminds me that I actually love helping people grow, and that piece still feels like me. Second question, what's draining me? So, for example, you may feel like I'm constantly in meetings that go nowhere, and I leave each day wondering what I even accomplished. It's like death by 1,000 paper cuts. Third, ask yourself, what am I tolerating that I know I shouldn't be? So, for example, you may say, I'm putting up with a boss who steamrolls over my ideas, and every time I let it slide, I feel like I'm shrinking. 4, what do I miss? Maybe you miss feeling proud about yourself or waking up and being excited for the day instead of just bracing for impact. And 5, what am I quietly craving? Maybe you want more space, more joy, to feel like you have a life and not just a job and a checklist. Maybe you want time to work out, to see your friends, or to take your kid to a music class. Give yourself space to write or speak your answers without editing or justifying. You don't need to make sense just yet. The goal here is awareness, not action, because you can't chart a course forward if you don't know your starting point. And this is where every transformational process begins. And it's the first thing I guide women through in my work as an executive coach. Because once you name what's really going on, not just the surface frustrations, but the emotional undercurrent, you begin to unlock your own clarity. You begin to hear your own wisdom again. And this is something we explore in my free training, Get Unstuck and Move Forward with Confidence. You can find the link in the description of this episode. Step 2, reconnect with your why. When you're feeling stuck, it's not always because you don't know what to do. Often it's because you have drifted away from what truly matters to you. Not in a dramatic way, just little by little over time. You've made decisions based on expectations and other people's blueprints. You've responded to pressure. You've sacrificed for stability. And now you're waking up to the realization that your life no longer reflects your values. So this step is about realignment. It's about asking, what actually matters to me? What do I want to do in this next chapter? Here are a few prompts to help you reconnect. First, What am I no longer willing to compromise? For example, you may say, I'm done saying yes to things just to keep the peace. My time with my kids, my sanity, those are non-negotiables now. Second, what do I want to protect in this next season? So you may say, I want to protect my energy. I'm tired of being depleted before noon. Or perhaps I want to feel like there's still something left of me when I shut the laptop in the evening. Third, what kind of woman do you want to be? Perhaps you say, I want to be someone who leads with purpose, not pressure. I want my daughter or my son to see that it's okay to change course when something isn't working. Four, what do you stand for? Maybe you stand for courage, for honesty, for creating a life that actually feels good on the inside, not just one that looks good on LinkedIn or Instagram. And five, what actually lights you up? When you lose track of time helping someone think through a tough decision, or maybe it's when you help someone solve a messy problem, that's when you feel most like yourself. When you get clear on your values, everything else becomes easier. Boundaries become clearer. Decisions become simpler. And confidence, well, it becomes more accessible because you're no longer measuring success by someone else's definition. You're choosing what aligns with you. And this is the internal compass you didn't know you needed. And it's something I explore deeply in my work with clients because alignment isn't just a feel-good word, it's a strategy. And I'm telling you, it works. Step 3, visualize the life you actually want. Let's go beyond reflection. Let's imagine, because you didn't come here just to make peace with being stuck. You came here because something inside of you is reaching for more. So I want you to picture what that more looks like. Maybe for you, it's you wake up with a sense of calm, not dread. You're not jolting out of bed already feeling behind. There's no mental load hitting you before your feet touch the floor. You take a deep breath and actually feel it. You open your calendar and you don't feel a wave of panic. The meetings are purposeful. Your schedule reflects your priorities and there's time to think. You're not booked wall to wall to prove your worth. You have room to be strategic and to be present. You feel confident saying no. You no longer apologize for your boundaries. You trust your yeses because they aren't driven by guilt or fear. You're not resentful because you're making choices that you can stand behind. And at the end of the day, you're proud, not depleted. You're doing work that means something to you and you feel respected. You come home with enough energy left to enjoy your life. You have dinner with your family and actually taste the food. You know who you are. You're not constantly questioning yourself. You're clear. You're anchored. You feel like the woman you were always becoming, and you realize you didn't have to become someone else to get here. You just had to come home to yourself. That vision, it's not a fantasy. It's not for other women. It's available to you, but not through wishful thinking, but through clear, intentional, aligned action. And it starts with believing that it's possible. This is the kind of life we start designing in the free training that I've created for you. And you can find the link in the description. Not with rigid plans, but with spacious, values-led clarity. So you're not reacting to life, you're creating it. You don't have to have it all figured out today. You just need to take the next right step. And if you're ready for that step, for a real clarity, for real momentum, for a future that actually fits you, then join me for my free training, Get Unstuck and Move Forward with Confidence. This training is not a motivational talk. It's a roadmap, one that will connect you with yourself and take action, even in uncertainty. You don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to settle for survival. You are allowed to want more, and you're capable of creating it. Because you don't have to blow up your life to build one that feels like yours. You just need a better way forward, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you. Till next time.